Salut. I was trying to record a mini tutorial just to show you the thing about the timer, but then I noticed that I was not recording, so I wasted a lot of time trying to speak perfectly on something that didn't work out. But okay, I'm just going to show you that here we have, let me just connect these ones, erase this one's over here, compile. Okay, so this is your timer setup. If I'm not wrong, should be something similar like this. So, yours doesn't have a first branch. Okay, so yours is technically like this. Okay, so that should be the simple timer. We have a timer that is going to subtract delta seconds every time that event tick is fired, and then we're just going to set a timer if the timer is lesser or equal, sorry, it's not lesser or equal to 0. If it is lesser to equal to 0, then you just, like, I just did an event that it's called done. That's it. Like, we literally can do this, and that's it. Now, the problem with this setup, that it's the one that we were having on class. Let me just put this one over here so to have it organized. Perfect. So the problem with this setup that we were having on class is that event tick is always firing this branch, and it's always going to give you the result. So for example, I click play right now, I minimize, and I have in my timer. Oh, let me just put it like in 4 seconds or something like that. It's going to be like, I don't want to waste too much seconds looking at the timer going down. So let me just grab my timer and let's put it into 4 seconds. Compile, I minimize, and then I click play. We're going to have our timer, and then when he fires, it's going to be done. Okay, now let's going to do this setup in the correct way. Like, if you still want to use event tick because for you it's working perfectly, let's going to use event tick for the moment. Okay, so now for your event tick to technically not stop, but like that we can stop running this branch, is we're going to call a boolean over here that it's technically asking like, hey, it's running. I'm going to say yes. So right now it's set up as to be active right away. So if it is running, it's going to print my string, and it's going to continue to the rest of the branch. Okay, and if the timer goes less or equal to 0, it's going to turn it off. Okay, so now compile, minimize, and then we click play, and we're going to have our timer that just says done, and that's it, and like stops himself. Now, there is another setup that we can do that is going to be way more efficient than to have it on event tick. As I said, if you want to continue with event tick for the size of your project, it's going to be okay. But there is another setup that we can do. It's called set timer by event. Let me just disconnect this one over here so I show you what it does. Set timer by event is, it's going to call a custom event every time that you call it. Okay, so this one is going to fire off. Let's going to say print string. It's going to say hello every, let's going to say in 5 seconds. Okay, so this is just a timer, and we're going to say looping. Okay, so with this is going to fire this event like during 5 seconds every 5 seconds technically. So let me just compile. No, let me stop this event tick. I'm compiling, then I minimize, I click play, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exactly. And now if we wait another 5 seconds, I haven't stopped, we are going to continue having a hello text every 5 seconds. Now, how can we use this as a timer? Let's going to grab our blueprint and let's going to introduce a new float that I call it rate. I'm just going to set it with 2 decimals. So I'm call it rate to be over here. And now if you see this, when I compile, it's going to hello, 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 hello. Let's go again now. And now, since we have technically the timing method, one thing that we can do is just disconnect this guy, and just connect this over here. Let me just move this all the way up. And now, it's my custom event, the one that is firing off everything. Okay. Now, I'm going to connect this into looping because technically, while my timer is active, I want it to be looping. If it is not active, I want it to stop. Okay. But we come with one question. What are we going to subtract from our timer? One solution, like one thing that we can do is like we actually can write how much do you want to, or we are going to use our rate. I'm just going to get rate, which is the same rate that we are connecting over here. And let's going to plug it over here. So if, for example, let's say that now I want my rate to be only 1 decimal instead of 2 decimals, I'm just going to compile and it's going to run this event 0.1 seconds, and this is going to subtract from our timer. If I click compile and then play, theoretically we are seeing 1 decimal timer going down, and we arrives done. Okay, let's do it again, but with, let's do it like the actual timer that you have. I believe yours has 3 decimals, so I'm just going to set up this with to the 3 decimals, and now we're having effectively the same timer that you had. Okay, now one thing that I want to stop is the minus. I don't know if you see that sometimes we arrive and we have a minus result, because here it goes to 0 and then he does the check. Okay, that's technically because where is my blueprint? Here it is. It's because he's doing the check like after, like he's setting it up after he subtracted. So we can do is grab our rate, the same rate that we had, and we're going to connect this one to, let me just erase this one, you know, feel like we need it. We're going to connect this one into rate. So technically when my timer goes lower than my rate, should stop. Let's do my rate into 0.01, compile, and let's click play. And now he's going to effectively stop always on 0. That will be the setup and how to make it stop right away. One other thing that you can do is, because this is like, yeah, we stop the looping and we stop the time, but like another thing that you can do after this is just clear and invalidate. Here we have it. So with this is just going to erase all the information of this node. So this node stop existing after that. So after this arrives, this no longer exists, so it frees up the memory. Now just do one more before stopping the video, and that's it. Hopefully this one helps you a lot with it, and bye bye. And now, like, I'm trying to find where is my OBS. Oh, here it is. Okay, bye.